Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Breathe Motivation. This is episode 101. So today we're going to go through the 7 key principles of Breathe, how we really came up with, or how I came up with Breathe Motivation, and these keys is what helped me find purpose and passion in everything I did. So I want to share these with you. This is kind of the bread and butter. So what better episode than 101, right? So I'm Professor Hester today. No, I'm just kidding. So let's recap yesterday. So yesterday we talked about reliability. So you've got to be reliable to yourself first, and then you can become reliable to other people. Now, reliable people, have freedom. They have stronger relationships. They have confidence. They have integrity. They have honesty and trustworthy qualities, right? It's in order, it's best for us to be reliable to our friends, our family, our coworkers, our bosses, whoever, it always looks good for us to be reliable. And, one of the things I struggled with being reliable was always saying yes. And I'm not telling you. And if you haven't listened to yesterday's episode, go back to that. Or if you're listening to it on Monday, however you're listening to it, go back to reliability, because I think it's an important, tool for us to all have. So that was yesterday. And today we're going to talk about Breathe and the 7 key principles. So these are things that I created, kind of put into place about 1.5 years ago. But these are the kind of steps that I took to really find my purpose and passion and really created who I am today. So it's an acronym of Breathe. So we'll go through each one. So there's 7. Okay. So the first one is B, of course. So be bold, right? When I was struggling, I had to really find confidence within myself, and I had to be bold, right? I had to do things that I hadn't done before. So I had to take steps out of my comfort zone. And that's what I did in order for me to find success, was to be bold. That was the first step I had to take, right? So a lot of us like to hang back and kind of, and it's cool to hang back. And there's people that, don't like to be in front of people. And I'm not telling you have to be in front of people to be bold, right? You just got to be bold and do things that you've never done before, right? We talked about a little box at the beginning of this series, right? Or this show. Think of yourself and imagine yourself in a box, because some of you guys haven't been through this, or maybe you haven't heard this. I want you guys to always think of yourself within a box. So if you're so afraid to step out of your comfort zone, that box is your comfort zone, and you're right in it. Your feet are the only things that fit into it. What I challenge you guys to do, and this is what I did, was take a step out of that comfort zone box every day. And as you start to take those steps, you start to have a bigger comfort zone, right? So you become comfortable with things you were never comfortable with before. So you've got to be bold in your moves to be able to get ahead in life of what you want, right? So that led to the next step, and the next key for me was rule your world. I was so worried about everybody else. I wasn't even worried about my world or myself, right? So I had to decide that I was going to take responsibility for my world and not allow anybody around me to control what I am responsible for, right? So if I give my responsibility to others, I lose the power of me. And you lose the power of you if you do that, right? So you've got to be able to decide that you are going to rule your world. This is your world, nobody else's, right? Nobody else is going to tell you what to do. Now, I'm not saying don't take advice from anybody or anything like that, because I do that myself. I talk to people, I talk to friends, but ultimately you control who is around, right? So, on average, your 5 people that you hang around the most is who you're most likely going to be. And if you don't like who you're going to become, or who you're becoming, or the friends that you have around you, or family, or whoever that looks like, you've got to be open to being able to change that. So when I was younger, I had friends, in my early 20s that, probably weren't a great influence, and they weren't doing anything with their lives. And guess what? I, in turn, wasn't doing much to grow myself either. So I had to slowly replace these people, and, and maybe not even slowly. There were times where I just stopped talking to people. And as crazy as it sounds, and as folk, I had to do it for me. I had to get better. So that's the next key is rule your world. You've got to be able to rule your world, take responsibility for it, and you will win in the long run. Next is E. So that's exceed your expectations. And the key word for these next 2 are your, right? So exceed your expectations. I had a hard time dealing with the expectations I was held to, by some family members, right? And even my mom dealt with that when she was younger. She felt like she had to live up to certain people, other people's expectations, and she had to be right for everybody else. And, that in turn carried to me. So what I had to do was decide that I'm only going to exceed my expectations for myself. I've got to decide what I want. And if I want greatness, I've got to go after greatness. I cannot rely on somebody else to tell me, hey, this is what you're going to do, or this is what I expect of you, right? Now, as kids, our parents will tell us that, and they want to raise us in the right way and, really show us how to be great, adults and individuals as we go through life. But at some point, you've got to decide that this is my life, and these are the expectations I'm going to live by. These are the beliefs I have, and this is what I'm going to put up with. And, you create this belief system, you create what you want, and that changes for no one, right? Because, the thing I struggled with most was I was so worried about everybody else that I lost who I was. So I had to exceed my expectations. I didn't care I had to stop thinking about what everybody else had to say, and I had to take action based on who and what I wanted. So when I was able to do those things, I moved on to A, so that's attacking your purpose. So as you go through these first 3 steps, guess what? You are going to find more out about yourself, and you're going to understand who you are and what you're about and what you want to get accomplished. So this becomes more of, great, now I know my purpose. I've got to take action. So I had to set goals. I had to set a mind frame of, positivity and optimism, because I had to really focus on getting to where I wanted to be. And I was going to attack my purpose, and I attack my purpose each day, because I'm going to get better and I'm going to be able to help more people if I know who I am, right? And each day we're going to learn something new about ourselves. We're going to face challenges. We're going to move forward. And guess what? Your purpose becomes more clearer to you as you start to go through life. Not everybody knows their purpose from day one. And I commend anybody. And man, I'm glad, if you knew what your purpose was from, a young age, great. And I'm so glad for you. And, I know I struggled with that. From a young age, I knew what my purpose was. But as I grew older, I lost the confidence within myself. And that was kind of, what I explained to you guys in the, episode, 99 was vulnerability, right? I shared that with you guys. I started to lose focus and confidence that I was going to be able to live my purpose. And you've got to be able to know that within your mind, you are going to live your purpose and attack it. So when you know your purpose, go after it relentlessly, right? With passion, with confidence. And, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be challenged, but if you push through that, you are going to become bigger and better, and your purpose is just going to be that much brighter and that much more attainable because you attacked it no matter what. Next, after that, T was just take control, right? I was in control. I'm in control of my actions. I'm in control of my behaviors. I'm in control of everything around me. So I had to decide to be confident and take control of my life. So I knew my purpose. Now I got to take control of my life and understand that I am in control. And, I think some people look at control as a bad thing, and that can create issues because I took it a whole nother way before, I kind of created this was, control. At one point I was so, anxiety, was all about control. I want to be in control of my life and understand, everything. If I was on a plane, I'd freak out because what if we crash and all this stuff, right? I had all these negative thoughts. But when I decided to think of control as a positive thing, I'm just in control of my behaviors. That's what I'm in control of. No longer am I in control of things I can't control, right? I can't control other people's behaviors. I can't control, when I'm at work, I can, in a supervisor role or a leadership role, I'm not in control of people. My goal is to help shine the light on, their goals, their dreams, their purpose, their passion, and whatever that looks like, right? That's what I had to do. I could not, I had to take control of my behaviors, my actions. And once I did that and stopped worrying about all the uncontrollables, right? Control your controllables. That's the only thing you can do. And that's what I mean by take control. Control the controllables that you can control, and do not worry about all the uncontrollables, because that's where you're going to go crazy. I promise you will. When I looked at my anxiety and depression and all those things, I was so worried about everything else but myself. And I lost who I was. So you got to be able to be focused on you, control your controllables, and that's it. You can't control anybody else or anything So next is harnessing your dreams, right? I think it's important for us to understand that once you take control, you get on your dreams. It's like, the harness is on a horse, right? So that means that's going to be your journey. You discover your dreams, you decide what your purpose is. You've already found it. So chase after your dreams, get on that horse and go after it. Take action, take massive action to get your dreams and your goals accomplished. Because if you don't, then you're going to miss out on whatever your purpose or your goal or your dream was, because you were so fearful of not taking that next step. You've got to be able to do that and make a difference for yourself. And I think a lot of people, like I said, myself included, I was so worried, I'm so concerned about what other people think that, it doesn't matter anymore. I had to decide to take action, and that's what I do. So harness your dreams, get on your dreams and ride them. That's what was meant to happen in your life, and that's what you've got to do. So go out there, make a difference for who you are and what you're doing, and I promise you, you will find results. So get after it and don't wait for anybody else to, tell you some magic words to get it done. Just go and do it. I promise you, you will find success as long as you take action and believe in yourself. Next, and this is the hardest one, and it's E, so it's embracing change. For whatever reason, over the last several years, and even growing up, I love change. I really do. I enjoy the change. I feel like it's a challenge. When I look at change, and a lot of people hate change because they feel like they have to be something different, they have to do something different. It takes a lot of work, right? But guess what? Everything in the world and life is going to change. Your life is going to change, right? So it's better to prepare for change and understand change and really acknowledge change and enjoy change, because that's what's going to make you better, right? The quicker that you can embrace change, the quicker that you can move on to other things, right? So when I move on to another position, or, if I want to get promoted, I embrace change. I've got to change my mindset. I can no longer think if I want to be a leader, I've got to be a leader right now. I can't just decide, hey, I'm going to get promoted and then become a leader, right? It's not easy that way. And people that do that hope and search for this title and that think that they're going to be a leader because they have a title of manager or leader or whatever that looks like, or boss, or however you want to look at it, you will always have trouble moving forward because you were chasing something that was just a title, right? If you're a leader, you have the leadership qualities in you. And I think everybody has a little bit of leadership qualities. It's a matter of you really kind of growing that within yourself. But at the end of the day, if you embrace change, you are always going to find success quicker. And that's what I learned was, things are going to change no matter what. Like I said, take control of my behaviors, take control of my actions, and embrace change. If I embrace change, I understand change, and I don't just a lot of times I used to dwell on change. I used to say, man, this sucks. And I would dwell on how bad it sucked. And I would never make any kind of change, and I would never move forward. And a lot of people deal with that issue. But now, over the last several years, I had to change my life, right? In 2013, I wrote myself a letter and I read it and I was like, you know what? I did what I said I was going to do, right? I was going to be focused on being confident. I was focused on finding the positive in my life, and I was focused on getting to do my passion and my purpose, right? So that's what we talk about. So those are the 7 key principles of Breathe. And that's the things that I work with, individuals who want to be able to, find their purpose, right? I coach on, the side. I have coaching opportunities. If you guys ever want to check that out, I'm not going to sit here every episode and tell you guys about it. If you guys find value and you guys would like individual one-on-one coaching, I do that as well. So if you guys want that help, you guys can go through my website, breathemotivation.com, and I've got a coach bar there. I also give, what I'm going to start doing is just doing, little 15-minute sessions for you guys for free if you guys want to, see what it's all about. And if you think that I can help you along the way, then, we start to work with each other. So if you guys want that information, just go on my website, hit the contact us button, and then, put your information in there and I'll contact you. That's something that I would love to do in 15 minutes of your time, and really kind of understand what you want and what you want to accomplish, and let's see if we can work together to make it happen. So That's Breathe. Breathe 101. That's why this show is what it is. So Breathe stands for something, right? Those were the key principles that helped me find my purpose, my passion, and my goals and my dreams. And that's what's making my dreams and my goals and my purpose become alive, right? I had to have a talk track. I had to have a mental picture of where I was going to go. And this helped me along the way. So that's Breathe 101. So episode 101, here we go, right? So I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. I have some great stuff for you guys this week. We are going to launch, an interview platform on Wednesdays. So hopefully give you guys some more value. You guys get to hear somebody other than me, people that have gone through struggles or people that are on the rise as far as their businesses go and all that good stuff. So you guys are going to get a different perspective. So I will have Wesley Chapman on this Wednesday, the 18th. So be ready for that. It's going to be a great episode. I know you guys are going to gain a lot out of that. So as always, remember to breathe motivation and exhale success. I will see you guys tomorrow on Monday. Thanks.